Hey guys, it's Steph. Welcome back to my channel. Hope you're good. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing something that's been fairly highly requested by you guys over the past few months. It's basically a full rundown on how I keep my makeup on my face for a really, really long period of time. Like scary long, actually. This little routine that I'm about to show you guys is like nap proof, lasts for like hours, gym proof, hot weather proof. Like I'd almost go as far as saying that this is like atomic bomb proof, to be quite honest. Like this will not move from your face. And I mean, this is pretty crazy for me to say, but the foundation part of this video is actually a paid promotion with Estee Lauder, which is just like insane to me. The fact that I'm working with Estee Lauder, oh my God. So yeah, I'm sure this little guy here isn't a stranger to most of you. It is the Double Wear foundation. I freaking love this stuff. Like 100% like top 3 foundations, but definitely like the best foundation for longevity. But yeah, I tried this out like last year for the first time. I'd never tried this out before, and all of you guys were like, how have you not tried this out? I tried it out and I was obsessed. I actually think that's like one of my most popular videos to date. I think it's like top 5 or something. But yeah, I love this stuff. So to be able to like work like with the brand, promoting a product I love, it's pretty cool. So yeah, like I said, the foundation part of this video is a paid promotion with Estee Lauder. But I mean, if you guys have been around here for a while, you'll know I love this stuff. So hopefully it shouldn't seem too alien. But yeah, thanks Estee Lauder for working with me. Can't believe it. So yeah, now that that's all out the way, let's get into the video. So first of all, I'm gonna go straight in with the primer. This is the Estee Lauder, the Smoother Universal Perfecting Primer. Now I know you guys know that I always like to use like moisturizing primers over anything else. When it comes to making sure my makeup has like longevity, a pore filling primer is always the one for me. So I'm gonna take a little bit of that, just like a pea-sized amount, and rub that in between my fingers. And the way I like to use these primers is I literally like press them in the skin, so they're like properly filling in any pores. So I mostly tend to do that like around my nose, on my chin, and then a little bit on my forehead as well. May have been squeezing my face there. Don't tell anyone. So next we're of course gonna move on to Double Wear. So I have 2 different shades here. I have Rattan, which is 2W2, and I have 2W1, which is Dawn. So like I said, like I'm sure a ton of you guys are already very familiar with Double Wear. Like you were the guys that actually got me onto using Double Wear. But if you have been living under a rock for a while, it happens, it's fine. Double Wear is basically the UK's #1 selling foundation, which makes it even crazier that I'd never tried it up until like last year. It comes in over 60 shades as well, which is obviously fab. You got like a good color selection there. And I mean, I know everyone has like personal preferences for foundation, but I love this stuff purely because it gives me like the right amount of coverage. You guys know how I am with coverage. I don't do light coverage here. It's like a nice medium to full, but it doesn't look cakey. It doesn't look like a mask. Like it covers everything like a mask, but it doesn't look like you're wearing loads of makeup. So basically I'm just taking it on a beauty blender and I'm just gonna start by popping that all over my skin. Maybe I'll do like a side-by-side comparison or something. I'm actually gonna go in with Rattan, I think. It's a slightly better color for me right now. So yeah, I'll usually apply this either with a sponge or with a brush. I find it works like the same both ways, to be honest, just kind of like personal preference. But all my brushes are dirty right now, so I'm going with a sponge. And I like it as well because it doesn't feel like anything on my skin. Like some foundations have like really, really good coverage, but oh man, you can seriously feel them on your face. Whereas with this, like this just feels quite lightweight, to be honest. I don't really feel like I've got that much on my face. So yeah, if I just show you guys like the half and half side-by-side comparison, you can see like how much this is like blanked out my skin, which is what I want. It gives me coverage. It means I can like do some contouring, do some highlighting, like fully like sculpt my face how I want to. But yeah, I literally love this foundation if I want something that's like super long wearing. I think it's actually supposed to last for up to like 24 hours as well, which is insane. I'm just going like literally all over my face. Like we are not messing around today. If we want this to stay on our face, like I'm not messing around. I'm like going in. But like you can see, I had like a little spot here and it's like pretty much completely covered it up. So yeah, that's a little rundown on Double Wear for you guys. Obviously, I will show you how it like wears throughout the day and everything. But if you did want to check this out, if you did want to pick up a little sample for yourself, you can obviously pick this up online. But if you did want to get a sample, then you can go to like a local store and pick up a little 10-day sample for you to try yourself. So like I said, I'm usually either in the shade Rattan or Dawn, like if you guys are a similar tone to me. So yeah, that's that. Then for concealer, I'm going to use 2 different types, just like I always do, because apparently I'm that extra. So I'm going to go in with It Cosmetics by Under Eye, just like I always do, and tap that under my eyes. This is just like so good for under eye coverage. To be honest, if you weren't going for like full glam like I am right now, you wouldn't even need a concealer with that foundation because it is just so full coverage. This just adds like an extra layer. And if you couldn't guess, today I'm not doing like a natural makeup look. Today we are going in with the coverage. And then for any extra concealing, I'm going to go in with the double wear concealer from Estee Lauder as well. So I'm wearing this in the shade 1W Light. So it's got a nice big doe foot, and I'm going to do a little bit of highlighting, a bit more under my eyes here. And then I've got a couple of little spots because I was squeezing my face. So I'm just going to go over some of those. And then again, just blend all of that out. So again, as you can imagine, like this is super full coverage. I actually plan on going to the gym later on today. So I might even go to the gym in like full glam because I'm planning on going in the evening. We'll see. We will see. So now, oh my God, don't kill me. I'm going to go in with a little bit more foundation, but I'm going to be using this as a contour, so it kind of doesn't count. Don't come for me. So I'm going to be using the Lossy London All About That Base Foundation in the shade Rich Toffee. I like, when it comes to long wearing makeup, I like to do layers. So if I'm going to do like a powder bronzer, I'm going to do a cream bronzer underneath just to make sure it's like fully on my face. So that's my excuse for today. What's yours? So I'm going to put some of that like just around my forehead and yeah, on my cheeks, maybe a little bit on my jawline. Fully aware that I'm wearing like enough foundation for my entire street, but that's fine. And again, I'm just going to blend that in. So now I'm going to go in with a liquid highlighter because again, like I said, it's all about layers here. So I'm going to go in with the Iconic London Illuminator in the shade Original. And then again, I'm just going to tap that in with my sponge. So now I'm going to go in with my Huda Beauty powder. I know I normally use my Laura Mercier. I do still love that stuff, but I find the Huda one is a lot more like intense if you do want something to fully stay on your face. So I'm just taking the shade Sugar Cookie, which is like the translucent one, and I'm going to set under my eyeballs. And you'll notice I never really bake, choking on powder there. I never really bake with powder at all anymore. I don't know, I find it just ends up looking too cakey. Like no matter what product I use, I find that if I bake, I just end up looking like powdery and too matte, and I'm not about that life. So yeah, I just like to kind of like press it into the skin instead. And then I'm going to take a big fluffy brush and, okay, I don't need that much powder. Oh my God, like Frosty the Snowman or something. So I'm then going to set the rest of my face. So as you can see, I just like to kind of like press the powder into my skin. All right, so now I'm going to move on to contour. So I'm going to be using my Too Faced Chocolate Bronzer, just like I always do. And I'm just going to sculpt my cheeks out with that. Basically where I put the Lotte London foundation, like the contouring stick basically, I'm going to put the contouring powder on top, just so it's fully locked in place. And again, I just like to kind of like stamp this into the skin as well, and then blend it out afterwards. I don't know, I just find it kind of like, just like sits in the makeup a lot more. Get rid of that double chin. And then, I mean, we're going in today with all the layers, so why not do a little bit of nose contouring as well? Why the hell not? So I'm just taking that same contouring powder, just going down the sides of my nose, and also on the end. Try not to sneeze. So then for bronzer, I'm going to be using the Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess Bronzer. This one here is in the shade 01 Light. So I'm just going to take a large fluffy brush and really like coat that, tap off the excess, and pop that just above the contour to kind of warm me up a touch. This is another like recent discovery of mine, and I love it. Like look, it just gives you like, just gives you a bit of warmth. Like obviously you've got a little bit of something there from the contouring powder, but this just fully warms you up. Now we're going to move on to another favourite, another Estee Lauder favourite, the Bronze Goddess Highlighter in Heat Wave. Oh my God, this stuff is so great. Like I don't even really need to sell it to you guys. I just need to do that and then do that, and I'm sure that's all you need to see. So yeah, I'm going to chuck some of that on my face. Smells so good as well. If you like the Bronze Goddess perfume, it smells exactly like that. It's insane. So I'm going to pop that all over my face. And literally, it's probably easier for me to tell you where I'm not going to put this highlighter, because this is fully like going all over my face. Look at that. I don't really need to say anything, to be honest, do I? Like, I'm not doing some weird camera tricks here, you guys. This isn't CGI. This is legit. And then I'm going to take some of this on a little pencil brush as well and just pop that on my inner corner. Bada bing, bada boom, baby. And then on the tip of my nose and also down the center a little bit. And then I'm also going to go in with a little bit on my brow bone. I'm just doing it now because otherwise I just end up going back to it anyway. But yeah, just popping some of that kind of like right in my brow bone, like right in the hair, because we obviously still need to fill them out in a second. But there she is. She's glowing. Stunning. I love you. And then again, I'm just going to go back in with my bronzer brush And just kind of like blend out all the edges just to make sure I haven't got like stripes of highlighter anywhere. And then I'm going to take a teeny tiny little bit of blush just because I feel like it kind of like ties everything in together. I'm going to go in with the Ofra Blush Candy Apple. This guy here. Just literally a couple of taps like in between the highlighter and the bronzer. Okay, so that's it for face, I think. I was going to go in with my all-nighter, but I think I actually might go without setting spray today just to like show you guys how the foundation actually wears. But normally, just to give myself a little bit extra insurance, I will go in with like the all-nighter setting spray. But yeah, today I'm gonna take a risk and I'm gonna go without it. Ooh, risky. So now I'm gonna take the P. Louise base again, adding layers. This just means that my eyeshadow will stay on for a lot longer. So I'm gonna take some of that on a little flat brush. I'm not gonna go like fully to town. I'm not gonna do like the whole like Instagram like carving out my brow or anything. I'm just gonna apply that on my lids, just like so. I mean, I haven't set down my lid or anything yet anyway. And then I'm gonna go back in with my sponge, just like so. So I'm not putting a ton down, I'm just making sure my eyeshadow in a second has something to stick to. So then for eyes, I'm gonna go in with the Tarte Man-Eater palette. So I'm gonna take, I think, the shade Pure. And I'm just gonna start by stamping that in my crease, like so. And then once I've kind of like got it where I want it to be, I'm just gonna do a little bit of blending. Then with the same brush, because I'm lazy, I'm gonna go in with this shade here, Saucy. And with this shadow, I was kind of like using the brush like this. But with this one, because I want to pack it on my lid a bit more, I'm going to use it on the side. So yeah, I'm going to kind of just like tap that all over the outer part of the lid. Might even use a little bit of this bronzer actually. Yeah, screw it, I'm doing it. Just to be a little bit of a transition there. Oh, I like that on the eyes. Hello. And then I'm just taking a kind of clean brush and just feathering out the edges. If you do struggle with this, by the way, you can always take like a matte lid shade like that. Just take a little bit on a fluffy brush and basically just go like halfway over the top between like your bare skin and your eyeshadow, and it'll just make the blend so much easier. It's a little tap tip. And then again, I'm just taking the same brush. I'm actually going to go in with that bronzer because I really like how that looked on my eyes, and I'm going to smoke that out on my lower lash line. I'm going to make it quite smoky today, I think. Just because also that means that it kind of like helps to set your under eyes in place as well. If you like fully buff the eyeshadow on your lower lash line, then kind of helps to get rid of any like potential creasing. And then I'm just going to deepen it up with a little bit of Saucy on the outside. So now I'm going to take a little bit of Midnight. This is actually on like a lip pencil brush thing, but I'm actually just going to use it to kind of like line my eyes. So I'm just going to tap that on the outer corner. And ever so slightly kind of like, not wing it out as such, but just kind of like elongate the eyes a bit with it. And then I think I'm going to take a little bit of Foxy, and I'm actually going to take that on my finger and just kind of like press that slightly more on the inner corner. So then we're using lines today. I'm going through like all the stops today. I'm going to go in with the NYX Epic Ink liner. This is like an old fave of mine. And again, I'm not going to do anything too crazy. I'm just going to line like my lash line. Not really flick it out or anything. Not yet anyway. I might change my mind, but for now, I'm just doing a nice little line just to kind of act as like a little guide from where I'm going to put my lashes on in a second. Okay, I lied. I'm doing the tiniest wing, but literally like a full-on baby wing. Just like that. You see, it's just a little teeny tiny guy there. Just a little baby. Another thing you can do if you want your liner to last like even longer, even though this stuff does just like last and last, you can also take a little bit of black eyeshadow and just kind of like stamp that along the line as well. I know some people like to do this as well because it makes the liner even more matte. So if you want to do that, that's another way to do it. But the key with like long wearing makeup is just to make sure you like double set everything. Like you want to go with a highlighter, you better be wearing a liquid highlighter. And you better be setting that down with powder as well. So now I'm going to go in with some lash curlers. I know, I'm a changed woman now. But I'm just going to curl my lashes a little bit. Try not to blind myself. But again, same kind of thing as like layering up with like powders and stuff. You want as many reinforcements as you can get, whether that's like lash curlers, like eyeshadow, whatever you gotta do to keep it on your face, you better do it. So then for mascara, I'm actually not gonna be using a waterproof mascara because I find this mascara to be really good for that anyway. So this is the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes mascara. It's like an old favorite of mine. It always lasts throughout the day. It doesn't crumble or anything like that. So I'm gonna pop that on. But like I said, like it may not necessarily be waterproof. So you might wanna go for like the more waterproof version if that's what you're after. But for me, I'm not planning on sticking my head in like any ponds anytime soon. So this will do just fine. Yeah, I'm gonna pop on a couple of coats of that. I feel like this eye look kind of makes my eyes look a little bit more hazily than normal. I like it. Okay, so that's it for mascara on that eye. So now we're gonna move on to lashes. Obviously, like, if you don't wanna wear lashes, you don't have to wear lashes. That's fine, you don't have to do anything. I'm not forcing you. Today, I think I'm going to wear, I want something a little bit more natural, like natural. I'm gonna wear my red cherry eyelashes. These are in the shade or style Stevie. So when it comes to keeping lashes on, I always use my Duo Lash Glue. This is the latex-free one that you can kind of just like brush onto your lashes. So basically all I'm gonna do for these is just take a moot. Do I wanna give these a snip? Maybe one little teeny tiny snip. If I have my scissors around here, which I don't know if I do. Yeah, I'm just gonna give them one little snip just to get rid of like one little chunk of the lash there, just because I want them to be slightly more corner lashes. And then all I do with these is, I mean, you guys have seen me like put on lashes so many times, but I'm just gonna run a little bit of that lash glue along the lash, making sure I've got like the edges as well, because you don't want your edges flicking up. No, sir. What I like to do is basically dot the lash glue where I want it. So like, put the lashes where I want them, kind of, like so, and then take it off so that like the lash glue gets tacky on your eyes, but it also gets tacky on the actual lashes. So then when you kind of like stick them together, they squish and they become a nice little sticky mess that stays on your eyeballs. So yeah, I'm gonna take that again. Now that's kind of dried down a little bit. And then when I actually come back to putting them on my eye, they just kind of like, they stick a lot easier. There's no like moving around or anything. And then obviously just kind of like play around with them, get them exactly where you want them. And then once they're just about dried, I take my tweezers or my lash tweezers, whatever you have, and I give them a nice little squish just to make sure they've like fully joined to my actual lashes. So I just go along the lash line and just squish them in, lads. Take no prisoners. Like that. And then by the time the lash glue's dried down, you shouldn't notice any of like the lash glue or anything. If you do though, just go back in with a little bit of the black eyeshadow or your liner, and you're sorted. All right, so now just to save a little bit of time, I'm gonna go ahead, go off camera and do this eyeball, and then I'll check back with you guys for brows and for lips. All right, eyeballs are done, so now we're gonna move on to my eyebrows, which are looking so dusty right now. So for brows, first of all, I'm gonna be going in with my Urban Decay Brow Blade. So I'm gonna be using both sides of this, the ink stain to kind of create like little hair strokes, and then to fill out like the rest of my brows, I'm gonna be using like the pencil sides. So I'm just gonna start by like lightly filling in the arch there. I basically just like fill in the bulk of my brows with the pencil and then fill in like the little hair strokes with the pen. So again, this stuff is completely waterproof. And just do some like hair strokes across my brow as well, like that. Crazy little capillaries. I'm then just gonna take my finger and just make sure that nothing is like still wet or anything. I'm just gonna slightly blend everything upwards. And I'm then gonna take my Iconic London Brow Silk with the little toothbrush that it comes with. So I'm gonna spray that, give it a little wiggle, and then I'm just gonna brush my brows upwards and kind of like fix them in place. And then just for a little bit more tint, again, so many layers right now, I'm gonna be going in with the Maybelline Brow Precise Fiber Filler. This is just to basically get rid of like any tint of like foundation, concealer, whatever. So I'm just going over that lightly, just to tint my brows a touch. And again, this will help to like really fix them in place. Sweet. And then obviously if you do want to do like fake freckles or something, you can use something like this as well. So then for lips, I actually don't know what I'm gonna do. I've got a few different lip products here, but I can't really decide on which one I wanna do. But like all the options that I have like ColourPop, Kiko Liquid Lipstick, and Dose of Colors. They're all really, really good brands for it. I might even do like a little mixture. I might do a little bit of the Dose of Colors, Knock on Wood, and like line my lips with that. Actually, I might even do my full lip like that. Yeah, I think I will. I might just like lighten the center like I always do. Yeah, like if you want longevity, a liquid lip is always the way to go. And then if you need to kind of like touch it up throughout the day, just touch it up with a little bit of lipstick, just so it doesn't layer up weirdly. And then this is circled around so well. Hope you appreciate this Estee Lauder, but I'm then gonna take a little bit more of Double Wear, take my sponge, and I'm just gonna kind of like dip it on the end, just lighten up the center of my lips. It's just like tapping it on, and then quickly doing this so it doesn't dry out. And apart from my ramies and me needing to like sort out my lip line a little bit, that's the finished look. All right, guys, so this is a finished look. This is my tried and tested long-wearing makeup, but obviously I'm not just gonna let you guys take my word for it. I'm gonna be doing some check-ins over the next few hours. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and grab myself a drink, and then I'm actually gonna sit and film another video in front of these hot lights for another few hours. So hopefully my skin will last through that. I'll then do a check-in. I'll then probably run a few other errands that I've got to do. I've got to go out, I've got to do a couple of bits. So then I'll probably check in again after that. And then the real test is I'm actually going to go to the gym and I'm going to do some cardio. I'm going to do some weights. I'm going to fully sweat everything out. And yeah, by the end of the day, we'll see after about like 12 hours or so if this makeup is still on my face, let alone if it's still looking good. So this is how my makeup's looking right now. I'm going to go ahead and do my little video on my phone. So this is how it's all looking right now. Let's get nice and up close. Obviously you can see, got a little spot there. I've also got a dirty finger, got lash glue on there. But everything is obviously freshly applied, so it's all looking good. All right, guys, so it is currently 10:15 in the morning, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go about my day, film my video. So I'll probably check back with you guys in a couple of hours, maybe around like 1 o'clock or something, and we'll see how this is looking. So see you then. Okay, right, guys, so it is now 1:25. I was gonna say 13:25 then, but that's not right. 1:25, so it's been a few hours now. My makeup looks exactly the same. I mean, I know I was only just like sitting in front of the camera, so I wasn't like running a marathon or anything, but these lights can get a little hot. But I'd say it's all looking pretty much exactly the same. Maybe gotten like the tiniest little bit more shiny, but I'm still very matte. It's almost just like my highlighter looks more shiny, which I'm here for. So once again, let's do a quick little video of how I'm looking. So this is how my skin's looking. Yeah, I feel like it's just like a tiny little bit more shiny, but kind of in like a good way. I kind of feel like it's like meshed into my skin a little bit more. All the coverage is there. Everything's looking good. I actually kind of prefer how it looks now. I feel like it looks a little bit more skin-like. So yeah, I'm digging it so far. Okay, so I'm now gonna go ahead, run a few errands, do a little bit of cleaning. All very exciting stuff. And then I'll check back with you guys in a couple of hours and then I'll go to the gym. All right, guys, so it is now a few more hours later. And again, I still feel like I'm looking pretty much exactly the same. Obviously, like my hair's changed and everything. The only thing I am noticing is my lip is rubbing off a little bit, but I did have some fairly oily pasta earlier on for like lunch/dinner. So I'm putting it down to that. But other than that, like the makeup is still looking really, really good. I feel like my highlighter's dulled down a touch. Only touch is still pretty popping, but I feel like it's just maybe like just subdued a little bit. But other than that, I feel like my base and everything is looking pretty damn great. So as you can see, I am all dressed up to go to the gym. This is way more dressed up than I normally go for the gym. Normally I'm like greasy with like my hair pulled back, but we've got to see how sweatproof this stuff is. So yeah, I'm now going to go to the gym. It is now 7:45 in the evening. So yeah, I'll probably be back in like hour and a half, 2 hours or so. And we'll see how I'm looking. Wish me luck. I might need it. Yeah, let me just show you guys quickly how it's all looking on the old phone. So yeah, I just feel like my highlights may dull down a little bit. Tiny little bit of like creasing around my nose, but nothing major. The lip has slightly started to wear off, but again, nothing major. It's like quite subtle almost. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about this. All right, guys, so believe it or not, I am actually back from the gym now, but you probably wouldn't think that because I literally look, again, like pretty much exactly the same. And I promise you I did go out because like I ended up going to Asda after the gym. You know how it is. I went to Asda, ate a lot of food, pretty much undid everything I just did at the gym. But that's fine. That's absolutely fine. But yeah, I was at the gym for like a solid hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Did some cardio, did some legs, did some arms, did some shoulders. Pretty much like a full body workout. And yeah, this is how I'm looking. 0 touch-ups, literally like no touch-ups at all. All that I've done is like wipe a few crumbs away from my lipstick because I had sandwich on there. I've sweated, I've been out in the rain, I've been out in the sunshine. I've had this on for like, I mean, it's now like just gone midnight. Just to prove to you guys, it is 7:15 midnight. So I've had this makeup on for over 12 hours and it still looks pretty much exactly the same. Slight little bit of wear and tear, but I mean, for 12 hours, 13 hours? For 13 hours of wearing makeup, I'd say this looks pretty great. So yeah, I told you this stuff lasts. Here's proof. Like I said, if I have like food around my mouth, sorry about it. And I can definitely feel there's like a few cat hairs on my face. But yeah, this is how we're looking. Spots are still remaining like completely covered up. Maybe this one's coming through ever so slightly, but nothing really after 12 hours. There's like minimal creasing, a tiny little bit up here. Lipstick is still pretty much on, like, it's just kind of like worn off, but it still looks decent. Mascara is still on, like, no real like transfer or anything like that. Maybe like the tiniest bit here, but again, like, it's not a waterproof mascara. It's just something that I find like lasts and looks really good for a long period of time. But yeah, I think for over 12 hours, I ain't looking too shabby. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, please do give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more of me, because I upload all the damn time. Once again, thanks to Estee Lauder for paying for this video. Honestly, Double Wear is the foundation that I always go to if I do want longevity. So like, to be able to work with them is just completely insane to me, but thank you so much. As always, I'll leave all relevant links in the description box down below. But if you did want to check this out, like I said, you can just go in store and get a 10-day free sample. But apart from that, that is it from me. I love you guys. I'm now going to take off all my makeup and give my face a well-deserved scrub, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. See your lashes. Oh my god, these are so glued onto my face. No wonder this lasts so long. Whew. Okay, good night.